Hi everyone! So in this video, I will be reviewing everything there is to know about your new meal plan and intermittent fasting. You all are the very first group to execute intermittent fasting by me. I've been wanting to do it for quite some time now because I've done it to myself. I've had some clients do it and I've had nothing but amazing results and reviews. So I decided that I wanted this group to be the first to try it. It's a little bit different. For some of you all, you might be a little bit worried, but I will be reviewing your biggest concerns right now. So first, I have an entire sheet that I've pretty much written a bunch of notes, and that's what I'm gonna cover right now. And then I will review the meal plan, which I have on my screen here, and get into exactly what flush days mean and how to properly execute your meal plan so that you are 100% successful. So let's get into it. So the very first question is, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is simply a meal-timed plan where you're abstaining for a few hours versus consolidating food for the other hours. I like to do the 16-8, which is 16 hours worth of fasting and 8 hours worth of eating. Now, don't worry, I'll be getting into all the other questions. I'm just going question by question. So that's what it is. So, what are the benefits? Benefits are extreme fat loss, fat loss. There is a difference between fat loss and weight loss. So, skinny people have fat too, right? So, I could be a MAGA person and have a lot of fat, right? The point is to reduce the fat so that my muscles can show, and that is what achieves that ripped, shredded look. So I like going for fat loss versus weight loss. I don't even own a scale. The only time I care about my weight is when I am getting ready to compete in my weight class so that I can maintain my 55 kilo weight class because I'm an Olympic weightlifter. For those of you that don't really need a specific weight, don't worry about your weight. If your weight doesn't matter, fat loss is what should matter. So benefits are fat loss, muscle gain, and cellular rejuvenation. It also helps with proper functionings of the, It helps make your organs function better. I speak way better Creole when I have to explain certain things, right? You're rusty upon the English. All right, what can I consume during a fast? Well, I have meal plans for you. I don't expect you to open it up with me because more than likely you're watching this video from your phone and you also have the meal plan on your phone, and that's fine. So first we have flush days, which are days 1 to 2. And I will get into that and then I will continue explaining the intermittent fasting. So on your flush days, guys, you are not going to be consuming any starchy carbohydrates. So on your food Bible, when you scroll up, all of your starchy carbohydrates, which in my food Bible for this shred is quinoa, brown rice, sweet potatoes, steel cut oats, rice cakes, rice noodles, and whole grain pasta. You cannot consume any of that for these 2 days. That is the simplest explanation I can give you of what your flush days will encompass. So your flush days begin with, it is optional, it is not mandatory, a shot of espresso or a cup of coffee. Now, that brings me into the other question that I have written down here. What can I consume during a fast? So, since we're gonna be fasting all through the day, and I recommend you start eating at 1 o'clock. That is a time that I like personally because for me, 1 p.m., if I start eating at 1 p.m., that means my last meal is at 9 p.m. So, I'm fasting all those hours in between. So I'm fasting from 10 p.m. straight through until 1 p.m. the next day. So I'll eat throughout that threshold, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. The reason why I like 1 is because since it's 8 hours worth of eating, I have time to train in the evening and eat another meal before bed. Whereas let's say I would have started at 11, that means my lock off time would have been 7. And chances are by the time I get home around 6 o'clock and train through 7, I won't be able to eat my next meal. And I really think it's important that you eat a meal after strength training. That is why I like to program it accordingly. So if you know that you're a late bird and you'll be doing your strength training in the evening, you need to have a meal after that strength training, and that will determine what time you will start your fast. So you guys can come to me on an individual basis and I will let you know what I think, my recommendations. Your first workout will be fasted no matter what. The only thing that you can consume during your fast are the following options. You can consume water. You can put lime in the water, but you cannot put fruits in the water. So it cannot be a fruit infused water. It can only be regular water or lime or lemon in water. That's it for water. Branched chain amino acids, which are the most important supplement throughout this entire shred. Yes, I sell them. Yes, I have a ton of them. I have all the information in your file, in your document. You will contact Juanita, who will give you the flavors that she has. It's $100 per bottle. It will last you probably way until after your shred. That is the most important supplement. That will not break your fast, and it will also give you what you need to replenish and rejuvenate your muscles throughout the day and keep you nice and full up until it's time to eat. So you can have water with lemon or lime in it, your branched chain amino acids, which is a beautiful shake. My one that I have here is cotton candy. At home, I have Sex on the Beach and Miami Vice. Those are really delicious flavors. I'm gonna be getting more flavors, don't worry, but for the duration of this shred, those are the only 2 flavors that I have, but they're delicious. Need not worry. You can also have black coffee or tea. Now, with your black coffee, you're not allowed to have any cream or sugar because that will spike your insulin and that will break your fast. You don't want to do anything stupid and break your fast because then all of it would be for nothing. So, coffee encourages your cells to recycle. And so I love the idea of coffee, plain coffee, no cream, no sugar. And it also boosts your metabolism, which helps with fat loss. So coffee is really good for fat loss for so many reasons. So me, I'm a huge fan of coffee. I have my Keurig right in the background. Love coffee. Coffee or a shot of espresso, whatever you want. Or tea. Yet again, if you have tea, it cannot be those teas that have sugar in it. It has to be just a regular tea bag. Not those, like, I guess the fancy ones that come with, like, artificial sweeteners. No, you don't want anything like that because you don't want to break your fast by spiking your insulin. So just regular teas, no cream, no sugar. That's what you're allowed during the fast. So in the morning when you're training, you're going to wake up and you're going to have a shot of espresso or coffee. Espresso is a strong coffee. It's up to you. That is optional, like I said, or tea. You must have your BCAAs while you are training. So while you are training in your bottle, you're going to have 2 bottles. You're going to have your water bottle and you're going to have your branched chain amino acid bottle with that. You'll be sipping on that, right? So, all right, let's continue with my questions. So, yeah, you don't have to eat throughout the entire 8 hour. So like I said, revert back to your meal plan and I literally tell you what you're eating. You create your own meals, so you decide how expensive you want this meal to get. It's up to you. I'm tired of people saying, oh, it's expensive to go on a diet. It's expensive to have a really good nutrition. Guess what? I am literally giving you all the option of building your own meals, which is why we have Food Bible. Food Bible tells you what food groups you're allowed. So guess what? You want to know if you can have beans? Guess what? Beans not in this thing. That means you can't have no beans. You want to have bread? Guess what? Bread not in this your Food Bible. That means you can't have bread. So look at this Food Bible and this tells you what you're allowed to eat. And you then build your own meal plan based on my meal plan, obviously, where let's say I'll have protein of choice, 4 ounces. You revert back into Food Bible. You pick which protein you want. Measure out 4 ounces cooked, not raw. And that's your protein of choice. Then green veggies. You go into the veggies section. What veggie do you feel like eating today? Right? Well, it says unlimited. So if you want 2 bowl of veggie, you could eat 2 bowl of veggie. Then it has fats. Here I have, well, if you're eating avocado, it'll be half. And if you want, you can have a handful of nuts. Or if you want something else, revert to the top and it'll be around a tablespoon of whatever oil you want drizzled over your salad. So you're literally creating your own meals here. Like, literally. So I don't want to hear that you don't have access to this or you don't like this or you don't like that. Maybe you don't like spinach, but maybe you like lettuce and you don't like spinach. Maybe you like broccoli, but you don't like cauliflower. So you can create it based on what you like. So You don't have to eat the entire 8 hours, but you're eating around 2 to 3 hours apart from meals. So you're gonna be having around 4 meals a day. 5 if you're up really late, but you gotta make sure that it's not past your lock off time, right? So that is how many meals you're gonna be having. It's literally right here. I have your flush days. I have 3 meal plans attached. I have your flush days, which is days 1 and 2. The most simplest explanation to your flush days is you're not allowed to have any carbohydrates, right? So revert up to Food Bible if you don't know what carbohydrates are. You're not allowed to have any. Then on day 3 to 19, which is July 31st to August 16th, guess what? I bring in carbohydrates. So you can add in your rice, you can add in your steel cut oats, you can add in whatever carb on Food Bible that you want to incorporate, right? And then the third and final meal plan, days 20 to 28, August 17th to the 25th, guess what? No more carbs. So it kind of goes back into the flush day style. So you're already used to that style, and you're also not allowed to have any more cheat meals. So for the flush days, days 1 and 2, you're not allowed to have any cheat meals, and you're not allowed to have any 0-calorie soda. You're not allowed to have, soda has to be 0 calories, right? So you're not allowed to have any 0-calorie sodas just for your flush days. You can have your 0-calorie sodas for the next meal plan, which is 3 to 19, and then you can't have it again for your last one. Refeed or cheat meal, you're not allowed to have it for days 1 and 2. Come on, people. You just started the shirt. Of course you're not having a cheat meal. But going on to your next meal plan, you are absolutely allowed to have a cheat meal once a week. Once a week, you pick your cheat meal. I prefer it being on a day where you're exerting the most energy, so it would preferably be on a work day, work as in workout day. That's where I would program a meal. So I would never program it on a rest day. So never on a Sunday where you're doing light work. Good luck for you. Good news is you're training every day in this plan. So any day can be a cheat meal for you all once you've gotten past day 1 and 2, right? All right, let's go back to the questions now. Okay, so yeah, your BCAAs, you're gonna be sipping that throughout your training. So you're training twice a day. You're training in the morning and you're training in the evening. That means you're sipping on your BCAAs twice. Coffee, you can have coffee as much as you freaking want. Don't put cream and sugar, especially if you're in your fasting zone. If you've broken your fast and it's 1 p.m. and you want to have coffee with some sugar-free cream, then you can do that. I like to put protein in my coffee, but you cannot do that for your fasting one. If you're gonna put protein in your coffee, that will break your fast. So if you wanna have a coffee that tastes more like a dessert, that has to be during your threshold of eating. I like to put like vanilla or chocolate or whatever protein that I want in my coffee. I'll blend it up with a sugar-free almond milk creamer. See, this is an almond milk creamer and it's sugar-free. I'm not sure if they sell this in Belize. So I'll put some of this with protein in my coffee and blend it together when I'm already eating. So this is the 1 through 9 p.m. threshold where I'm eating, not the fasted one. The fasted one is just plain coffee. So that's if you want coffee throughout the day. Now, one of the rules with this intermittent fasting, and it's new, you never want to combine fats and carbs together. Carbohydrates will spike your insulin and it absorbs anything that immediately follows. So if fat immediately follows, because it spikes your insulin and you're breaking your fast, it'll absorb the fats and it will retain it, and we don't want that. So we never want to put carbs and fats together during intermittent fasting. I have it separated here for your second meal plan. Second meal plan, which is day 3 to 19. If you notice, it says snack on fats about an hour after your meal. That's fine. I would like for you all to snack on your fats about an hour after your meal, but you cannot put it together, right? So, last question. Are you going to lose muscle? This is a very good one. There are studies that prove that subjects not only burned more fat, but built more muscle doing intermittent fasting. I myself have done it. I built the most muscle, and the reason I got into intermittent fasting in the first place is because of the cell rejuvenation associated with intermittent fasting. I had an injured knee and an injured shoulder, and I needed to do something that would speed up my recovery because I could not sit down and be sedentary. I needed to train. I had an Olympic competition coming up, so I had to do something naturally to help boost my cell rejuvenation. And so I did intermittent fasting, and my shoulder got 100% better. My knee now, we want to see if we can fix my knee. So I'm doing it myself. I love it. It's something new, like I said. Don't be worried about it. If anyone has any reservations about it, I would like for you all to give this a chance for 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you really can't handle it, then I will personally send you a brand new meal plan where you can eat your 5 meals a day at whatever time you want. But you're not allowed to throw in the towel before 2 weeks. So let's give it a try. I would like for everyone to give it a try for 28 days. I know everything that's new is really scary, but like I said, nothing to be afraid of. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. You're still eating the amount of macros during the duration. So even though you're fasting 16 hours, in that 8 hours threshold, I guarantee you're still consuming the equivalent macros that you would have if you were eating normal. So with that being said, I hope that this explains every question that you have. Whatever question you have, just send it to me during the question and answer that we'll probably have sometime in the weekend, because I need you guys to completely review your documents all day Friday before you start blasting me with questions. Review, review, review. I know it's a lot. I know it's confusing. You got this. And I'm excited for this to be the new group to try intermittent fasting. Good luck, guys.